సమాచార హక్కు చట్టాన్ని అసలు చదవకుండా 5 ఏళ్లు పదవిలో వెలగబెట్టిన కమిషనర్ ఎవరు? నలుగురు ఎంపికకు 18 నెలలు పట్టేంత కసరత్తు ప్రభుత్వం ఏం చేసింది? నిజాయితీగా పనిచేసే అధికారులు బ్లాక్మెయిల్ ఆరోపణలకు భయపడాలా? ఇలాంటి ఎన్నో ఆసక్తికర ప్రశ్నలకు సహ ఉద్యమకారుడు సీజే కరైరా బదులిచ్చారు. ముందడుగుతో అభిప్రాయాలు పంచుకున్నారు. చట్టం వచ్చి 6.5 ఏళ్లవుతున్నా అమల్లో ఇంకా లోపాలున్నాయి. వీటిని సరిదిద్దేదెలా?
I think first thing is for the government and the politicians to change their mentality. As happens in any organization, the implementation of anything depends on the top person in the organization. Unfortunately, today the top people in Andhra Pradesh, that means people at the level of secretary, principal secretary, special chief secretary and chief secretary, have had 30 years of experience in the government, or more, even more than 30 years of experience. They come from a background where secrecy was the norm, opaqueness was the norm. In fact, they were told don't disclose any information to the public. Mentally, they have not been able to adjust themselves to the transparency situation as far as after the RTI Act is concerned. And they openly asked me, why should we give you this information? Why did you ask for this information? Questions like that cannot be asked to a RTI applicant. If a principal secretary or a special chief secretary is unaware of those basic provisions of the RTI Act, you can understand what is happening at the ground level.
నలుగురు కమిషనర్ల ఎంపికను సమర్థిస్తారా?
No, but I must clarify, I have nothing against any individual. I have grouse against the procedure adopted and the opaqueness in the procedure. Right from the beginning, I have been insisting not only in Andhra Pradesh but also at the Central Information Commission level and in different states that the government must treat this as a integrity institution. In the present case, no advertisement was issued. No one knew how many commissioners are going to be appointed. There was no disclosure from the government as to how many vacancies are there. I got the chance to inspect the entire file of the selection process, and it was absolutely shocking in the casual manner in which our politicians have handled this job. We see in these appointments handpicking. We see in these appointments a possible rehabilitation of people who did favor to the government in the past. We see in these appointments the government putting their own people in these jobs so that they can try their best not to disclose crucial information to the public. The Information Commission is not an old age retirement home. There is a trust deficit. RTI activists and citizens don't trust commissioners. Why? Because of their background. Similarly, the commissioners don't trust the RTI activists and RTI appellants because they think all these are some terrorists who have directly landed up in my office from Afghanistan.
సహ చట్టం అమల్లో ఈ దుస్థితి మారాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి?
I think first of all what we have to do is we have to start from the top down. If the higher bureaucracy at the level of chief secretary, special chief secretary, principal secretaries themselves get involved in educating their own people about transparency and accountability, only then this act will be successful. Unfortunately, our top bureaucrats are just interested in issuing circulars, notices and GOs. I don't know of any single senior bureaucrat who has issued a circular or a notification related to the RTI Act and after 6 months tried to find out as to whether that circular was implemented or not. It is very easy even for a kindergarten child to issue a circular, but to control and to direct the subordinate staff to see that those circulars are implemented is not happening at all. There was a high-powered committee which was set up in Andhra Pradesh by the previous chief secretary to meet every 6 months or regularly and conduct a review of the RTI Act. Unfortunately, that committee has not even met once.
ప్రజావేగుల బిల్లు ఎలా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది?
ఈ బిల్లు విషయంలో కేంద్రం చిత్తశుద్ధి ఎంత?
Whistleblower protection is very, very important. We have a recent case of a government officer in Karnataka who was killed, a Mandal revenue officer who was killed because he was refusing to transfer land certificates in Benami names. We have another instance from Karnataka where a person in the cooperative department was also killed in a suspicious manner. I wish, although it is not a good wish, I wish that one day a top government servant also gets affected by this. Then only the country might wake up and say that we need a whistleblower protection. Prime Minister Mr. Manmohan Singh says that RTI is slowing down the system of governance. My reply is, when did the government work fast? I don't think the government ever worked fast. So how can you blame RTI for slowing down the governance process? There are some other ministers who are corrupt, some other senior bureaucrats who are corrupt, who are dead against the RTI Act. They are trying their best to bring in their amendments to the RTI Act by hook or by crook. And I think we must all make an effort to resist those efforts.
సహచట్టంతో బ్లాక్ మెయిల్ ఆరోపణలపై మీ స్పందన ఏంటి?
Who can be blackmailed? Many government officers say that Mr. X is filing RTIs because he wants to blackmail me. Who can be blackmailed? Only someone who has done something wrong or someone who has something to hide. Did anyone blackmail Mahatma Gandhi? No. But someone definitely could have blackmailed Dawood Ibrahim because he has done enough wrong. So I don't think any honest government officer has to worry about blackmailing through RTI because he has nothing to hide. RTI is only about seeking information. How can someone blackmail?
పెండింగ్ కేసుల్లో కమిషనర్ల పాత్ర ఎంత?
Now, if the number of RTI applications is increasing and the commissioners decreasing, that is one way to kill the act. Even in Andhra Pradesh, our government, I will not blame the bureaucracy, but I will certainly blame the ruling chief minister and the leader of the opposition, took from November 2010 till May 2012, that is more than 18 months, to sit down together and select information commissioners. What is so big in this job that it takes 18 months to take a decision?
కమిషనర్లు బాధ్యతాయుతంగా వ్యవహరిస్తున్నారా?
In Andhra Pradesh, the pendency level has now climbed up to 15,000. Coupled with this, we have the attitude of commissioners. The commissioner is not a god. The commissioner is an ordinary human being who has been chosen to occupy that post to decide whether information should be disclosed or not to be disclosed. Unfortunately, 80 to 90% of our commissioners think they are gods. And they want to settle people's problems, they want to interfere in the governance system. Many information commissioners, including Andhra Pradesh, I would like to name one, Mr. K. Sudhakar Rao, who was the information commissioner who demitted office on 15th of November 2010 after holding office for 5 years. I think he had never read the act for 5 years. At the last meeting I had with him, he was still not clear about provisions of the act. He should have not been appointed to that post. If the commissions don't pull up their socks, become more efficient and work properly to clear the pendency, the RTI Act will die a silent death within 5 years.
సహచట్టం పునఃపరిశీలన గాని సవరణలు గాని అవసరమా?
I would strictly be against any attempt to review the act. The act is only 7 years old. In India, we have acts from this 18th century which are still working. We have acts from the British time which are still working with not many amendments. So why do we need to amend this act?
కార్యకర్తలకు అధికారులకు మీ సందేశం ఏంటి?
First message is to RTI applicants. Please use the act judiciously. Do not use the act out of vindictiveness or trying to take revenge on someone. The RTI Act is only to get information. To the public information officers, we are not terrorists. We are not your enemies. We are as much citizens of this country as you are. Thank you.
ఇప్పుడు స్వల్ప విరామం.